okay, this is a reaction video. Okay, I debated whether or not I should do this. This is Henry Talks Football. Please click like, share, and subscribe for him as well as for me. He is. This is the day after Spurs lost to Chelsea, and they have a big game on Sunday against Southampton, which, you know, God only knows what's going to happen in that match. But I debated whether or not I should do this again, talk to him. But here, this is Ange Postecoglou loses it. Here comes Spurs fans. Let's see what Henry has to say about this. Let's hear what Henry has to say.
It's the day after the night before Tottenham recording their 16 defeats of the Premier League season, which I believe is our worst campaign in the league since 1977. We are a terrible footballing side right now. Our entire season is being held together over 2 games against Frankfurt, and to top it all off, our manager is ear-cupping our fans in a...
Yeah, you mentioned this last night in the after the tying goal that you guys thought you scored was disallowed.
Equaliser that was then disallowed. I mean, yesterday I was absolutely fuming. Today I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, 8 games left of the season. 8 games left. This has been the worst season I have seen Tottenham in my lifetime. We have got more defeats than any other team in the Premier League other than the bottom 4, and 3 of those are practically already relegated. At what point the fans, the masses, turn and say this is unacceptable? I've had countless DMs on TikTok, some DMs on Instagram saying, you're talking absolute rubbish. He's a good manager. He's not a good manager. We don't play a good brand of...
Look, I don't think he's a very good manager. But like I said, I don't think he's your only problem. I think your other problem is Daniel Levy. I think they're both hand in hand. But again, he's going to keep you up this year. You may not win the Europa League, but he's going to keep you up this year. You can get rid of him in the summer.
In the football, we're not even scoring goals in our last 2 games. We've got a terrible away record, a terrible home record. At some point, this has got to fucking end, man. It's not good enough. We're above 16th in the league on goal difference. I'm not even sure we're going to beat Southampton this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to beat Southampton this weekend either. In fact, I don't know if you, Mark Goldbridge and Robbie from Arsenal TV did they do a show on I think on DR Sports on Monday, which is Robbie's home, and then That's Football, which is Mark Goldbridge's home. And Robbie thinks that Southampton's going to beat Spurs this weekend.
If we can't beat them, then I'm at the point now where it's just end the season.
You can't end the season. You can't just stop it, okay? You just can't stop it. You have to play it through. You have to see it through.
Season. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video.
Yes, please click like, share, and subscribe for him as well as for me. I would appreciate it.
If you haven't already, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. 90% of you who watched last night's match reaction were not subscribed, so please hit this subscribe button. We're about 850 away from the big 50k. Slowly getting towards that 100k. I couldn't do this without all your support, so big up to every single person. Please let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm being too harsh on Ange Postecoglou? Do you think the criticism...
I don't think you're being too harsh on him. I think you're being quite fair, to be honest with you. If I have to be honest, I think you're being fair. You don't like the guy, you haven't liked the guy, but I think you're being fair.
It's justified. The way I look at it, this is a catastrophic season. A catastrophic season. You've only got to look at the Premier League table. Let me bring up the Premier League table, right? We're the 15th worst team away from home, right? We've won 5 out of 15 games away from home. And at home, we've lost 5 out of 15 games. We've only won 10 Premier League games in 30. That is absolutely shambolic. Shambolic. You know, I'm looking at Crystal Palace's team, and I take 4 or 5 of their players. I take 4 or 5 of...
I mean, he's got 16 through 20 here, 6 through 20 here. He doesn't have the top 5. But Tottenham are right there in 14th place, 34 points. They're 14 points away from the relegation zone. Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton, who came up and are going back down. Okay. Now, Spurs and Manchester United are the two teams from the top 5, top 6 who would normally be up there who are not up there. And Spurs have beaten Manchester United twice, 3 times if you count the League Cup this year. And look, if you beat Southampton and Manchester United lose to Manchester City, which is a possibility, you'll leapfrog them in 13th place, and Manchester United will be in 14th place.
The Bournemouth players, this club right now. I mean, look at it. Look at it. 34 points Tottenham are on. So are flipping West Ham. West Ham have sacked their manager. Everton have sacked their manager. Man United have sacked their manager. Wolves have sacked their manager. Leicester and Southampton have sacked their manager. We're the only team in the bottom 13, the bottom 7 that haven't sacked their manager, other than Ipswich, because they've got McKenna. Like, it's so bad right now. So bad. Southampton could be relegated this weekend. Ipswich and Southampton and Leicester are practically relegated as well. Look at that, 10 wins in 30. That's less than a 30% win rate. 16 defeats.
And so look at that. Manchester United, 10 wins in 30. Crystal Palace, 10 wins in 30. Everton, 7 wins. West Ham, 9. Wolves, 8. Wolves 8. And Ipswich, 4. Leicester, 4. And Southampton, 2. I mean, look, the teams: Brentford 12, Bournemouth 12, Fulham 12, Brighton 12, and Aston Villa 13. So I mean, for all intents and purposes, you guys aren't that far off everybody else, and we're talking about the 7th place.
It's absolutely criminal. And then you got Ange Postecoglou after last night, ear-cupping our own fans. Now, I'm sorry, that is absolutely unacceptable on every single metric. No matter how you want to dross that up, that is absolutely embarrassing. Why are you ear-cupping your own fans? I'm trying to find this picture of him actually doing it, because you guys want to see this. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And then he comes out saying that VAR is ruining the game.
But VAR, look, even the Spurs fans that I talked to agreed that the goal shouldn't have been counted because it was a foul. Okay, even they agreed. So, and keep in mind, VAR actually worked in your favor. Calcedo had a goal disallowed because of offside, and that kept the score 1-0.
He come out after the game, right, and said, "I just wanted to hear them cheer." No, you didn't. That's absolute bullshit. You wanted to say, "What are you guys saying now? We've just scored against Chelsea." Look at this bullshit. It's incredible how things have interpreted after being asked about ear cupping to hear Spurs fans. No, you didn't. If you wanted to hear Spurs fans, then why are you not going, "Come on, guys"? Why are you going like that? Get out of here, man. The guy's an absolute fraud. Fraud on the highest metric he is. It's embarrassing. And then he comes out saying, "I'm hoping that irrespective of how fans feel about me, what I'm doing and the project we've embarked on." What project? What?
What project? Oh my God, the project we embarked on. Oh my God, that's definitely going to set him ablaze here.
What project have we embarked on? We're 14th in the league. We're 14th, Ange. I'm hoping that irrespective of how fans feel about me, what I'm doing in the project we've embarked on. Get this guy out now. Get him out tonight. Honestly, it's fucking shit. I hope when the games come around, they can just get behind the players and the team, because the players can make an enormous difference from feeding energy off the fans. That's really worked this season, hasn't it? That's really worked this season. Honestly, the worst Tottenham manager I have ever seen. The worst Tottenham manager in our history.
And long may it continue. Look, you guys have apparently, he believes you guys have embarked on something. So since you've embarked on something, long may it continue. I hope you get him for 5 or 10 more seasons. It would be absolutely lovely to see Spurs in this state of form.
It's embarrassing. I'm losing my patience now. Losing my patience. Get him out. It's absolutely embarrassing. And then Tottenham fans are coming out there, hiccups, and saying, you know, it's a project. It's a project. Look at the games we've got coming up, and you tell me, other than Southampton, you tell me, out of our next 8 games, who are we going to beat? You tell me.
Look, you guys should beat Southampton. Okay, that should be a win.
Please, someone tell me out of these next 8 games. Get your predictions down below. Southampton, right?
Look, you should beat Southampton. I think you'll beat Frankfurt at home. Okay, I don't know if you'll beat them on the road. You should be able to beat Wolves. Nottingham Forest, you won't beat Liverpool. You should be able to beat West Ham. And you should be able to beat Crystal Palace. I think you'll get 3 wins out of these 8 games. 3 wins.
I'll beat them, then fold this football club. Frankfurt, no chance. We're not beating Frankfurt home and away. Wolves away, loss. Forest at home, loss. Liverpool away, loss. West Ham away, loss. Crystal Palace. Then after that, Villa and Brighton. Every team in there, other than Wolves and West Ham, is above us. And Southampton. Forest, top 4, Liverpool champions, Palace above us, Villa's above us, Brighton are above us. How many teams have we beaten this season that are above us? Let's just be real. How many teams have we beaten above us?
I think you beat Manchester City, didn't you?
We didn't get 3 points off of either game against Bournemouth or Fulham this season. We didn't get 3 points either game last season against Wolves. There's nothing about this manager right now that gives me any confidence. There's nothing about this team, the players' individual performances. Looks like Van der Ven may have picked up a knock yesterday. Romero, I don't think was that great. Jed Spence looked okay. Bentancur, shambolic. Brennan Johnson, when he come on, did nothing. We don't create any clear-cut chances for Dominic Solanke. Heung-min Son is not at the races. Doesn't shoot anywhere near enough for a player that's very good in front of goal. And then you got our manager ear cupping our fans for a goal that was disallowed.
Yeah, but at the time he thought it was good. So, look, I'll take what he says at face value, but I agree he shouldn't have done it because it didn't make sense, especially since it was disallowed, and rightfully so for a foul. VAR was correct in overruling that goal.
If that's not Spursy, then I don't know what is. It's absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassing. But Henry, you're just negative. Henry, you're not a Tottenham fan. Henry talks Arsenal. Henry talks Liverpool. Henry talks bloody Chelsea. When are you guys going to wake up and see?
Look, I have seen Henry do watch-alongs. He is definitely a Spurs fan, okay? I think he loves Spurs. I think he bleeds blue and white for Spurs. I think he absolutely adores Spurs, but he just does not like what Spurs has become under Postecoglou.
What I'm saying is the truth. What I'm saying is the absolute truth, and I've been saying this for months and months and months and months. I was Ange Postecoglou out when we lost to Arsenal in September. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 7 months ago, I have been banging this drum that this manager is absolutely clueless. I've had people in my DMs. I'd show you my TikTok DMs but I'd probably get demonetised on it. But it's absolutely embarrassing. People coming out and saying you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. If you're happy sitting 14th in the league, if you're happy backing a manager that is tactically inept, rude to fans, fighting fans, screaming and shouting at our fans, rude to interviewers, you know what sort of questions you're going to get asked. You get paid £5-6 million a year to answer those level of questions.
Yeah, again, I agree with him. Postecoglou is get paid an awful lot of money. He should not get angry at the reporters for asking the questions the fans want to know.
I'm not saying anything here right now that is not pure facts. This manager is absolutely embarrassing. Mark my words, this season, we will finish below Wolves. We'll finish below Wolves.
Again, like I said, I'm not so sure about that, but it's possible.
I'll tell you that now. They play Ipswich tomorrow. They'll end up beating Ipswich, and they'll be 3 points behind us.
But you guys could beat Southampton. Okay, you guys should beat Southampton if Manchester United loses to Manchester City, which is a distinct possibility. Even though they beat them early in the year, Manchester City could beat Manchester United. You could be in 13th place,
3 points behind us
instead of 14th, and switch places with Manchester United.
Right, and we've still got to play Forest, Brighton, Villa, Liverpool, West Ham away, Wolves away. We might finish 17th this season. What's the narrative going to be? You know, we're absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical.
Now, I've been sitting here saying that you guys are pretty much safe from relegation. Okay? Now, unless Ipswich goes on a run and starts winning games, it might pull you down. I don't think that's going to happen. But, you know, I'll eat my words and love it if Spurs, if the last day goes down. That'd be fantastic. But, again, I think you're safe for all intents and purposes. I think you're safe. And, like I said, you can get rid of the manager at the end of the season.
We're an attacking team. Yet in our last 6 games, we haven't scored in 3 of them. 3 of those games. We lost 2-0 against Fulham, 1-0 against City, 1-0 against Chelsea, 1-0 against Alkmaar. In our last 6 games, we've only scored in 2 of those games against flipping Bournemouth and AZ Alkmaar. We scored 5 goals in our last 6 games, yet we're an attacking team. It's absolutely piss poor. Absolutely piss poor. And nothing's going to change because this fan base are still behind this manager. How he has not been sacked yet is absolutely embarrassing.
Look, he's not going to be sacked. It's just not going to happen. The earliest they can sack him is if you guys lose to Eintracht Frankfurt, but I'm not sure you guys are going to lose to Eintracht Frankfurt.
Right here talking about a project, talking about this, talking about that. We've lost 16 games this season. Look at the Premier League table, guys. This isn't a joke. Look at this.
Okay, Arsenal has won 17 games. Liverpool's 22 games. Okay, Nottingham Forest 17 games. Chelsea 15 games. Yeah, you guys are hell and gone from the top of the table, no question about it.
16 defeats, more than West Ham, more than Everton. Only 1 less than Wolves. Only 2 less than Ipswich, who are in the bottom 3. Look, we lost 3 more games than Man United this season. We lost 7 more games than Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely diabolical. 7 more. We lost 9 more games than Brighton. Brighton were in the flipping Championship 5 or 6 years ago. When Aston Villa won the playoffs, when Jack Grealish scored in the final, we was in the Champions League final. Look at where we are now and look at where they are now. They've got a clear goal. They've got an understanding of what they want to do. We just make it up as we go along. But we've got all these different revenue sources coming.
Look, Unai Emery, even though he was, he had a bad run at Arsenal in the second season, okay, and got sacked, okay. But then he went to Villarreal and turned them around. He goes to Aston Villa, he's turned them around, put them in the Champions League. Aston Villa is a fantastic team with Unai Emery, okay. You got Postecoglou from Celtic, and had a good 10 games at the start of his season. We're actually at the top of the table early on in the season before you guys fell, and you guys haven't been back ever since.
Coming into the stadium, we got flipping Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Tyson Fury, Conor Benn inviting Eubank. We got a Twitter account for our flipping stadium. That just shows you the motivation at this football club is not on the pitch, is off the pitch. I have had it up to here. Up to here. I just can't, man. This football club is an absolute joke. With the North London O2, we're an absolute circus. We're a circus. And then you've got an owner saying, oh, but we've had 4% less money and all this other money. We spent £700 million since 2019. We spent it on absolute dross. Players like flipping Ndombele, players like Brennan Johnson. We brought a striker in Dominic Solanke, yet we don't have a system to create for him. We bought Richarlison for £60 million. We did £170 million on Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, and Dominic Solanke.
Look, Henry, if you want, look, I know you're a Tottenham fan. You are more than welcome to do a Sol Campbell and join the Arsenal club or Arsenal fan club. You are more than look. Things aren't going necessarily great for us, if they're going better than they are for you. So, I mean, if you want, I'll welcome you into the Arsenal fan club.
Let's just be real. What is that recruitment? Look at Bournemouth. Dean Huijsen starts for us. Semenyo starts for us. Kluivert starts for us. Kirkes starts for us. Kepa.
Tyler Adams probably starts for you as well.
This season starts for us. Look at Crystal Palace. Mateta starts for us. Eze starts for us. Sarr starts for us. Gahey starts for us. Look at Villa. Rashford right now starts for us. Asensio. Tillemans. Daniel Malin. Martinez. They all start for us. These teams don't get nowhere near.
Saka starts for you. I know you won't say that, but Saka starts for you. Odegaard starts for you. Let's see. Saliba starts for you. Calafiori starts for you. Martinelli starts for you. Oh, sorry, I'm an Arsenal fan. I guess got to say that.
Near the amount of revenue we do. What is the excuse? Get this absolute fraudulent manager out of this football club. He's absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassing. I've had it up to here. I'm not prepared to sit and watch this absolute dross anymore. Drop a like, hit that.
Yeah, please click like, share, and subscribe for Henry. He needs it. He needs the help. Please click like, share, and subscribe for me. I would appreciate it. I really would. Please, just down there, just hit subscribe. I would just absolutely adore you if you did. But please click like, share, and subscribe for him as well as for me. You have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching.